Coming up, our Sweepstakes 172 sports a bold new look.
This classic beauty brings a father and son together.
And a new helicopter from Bell is certified.
AOPA Live this week begins in just a moment.
Build and flying with the Sonex aircraft B models. The B models offer more room and comfort, more fuel, more panel space, more engine choices, and the same great Sonex aircraft flight characteristics. Learn more at sonexaircraft.com.
This is AOPA Live This Week with Tom Haynes and Melissa Redinger.
Well, you won't miss this beauty on the ramp, and hopefully not in the sky. Thanks for being with us.
The AOPA 172 Sweepstakes has a new paint job, and it's a looker. But this wild design and paint is meant to help keep you safe by being high visibility. AOPA technical editor Jill Tallman has the story.
Shabby, then chic, and now outstanding. The Sweepstakes 172 is freshly painted and almost ready to be given away. The vibrant paint scheme is the work of scheme designers. Craig Barnett is known for creating unique schemes, and our Sweepstakes 172 is no exception.
What I wanted to explore was high visibility schemes for VFR flying, see and avoid.
KD Aviation in Newburgh, New York, handled the application of this stunning design.
A whole lot of prep work and a lot of paint work. We have two hangars here. One is a prep hangar, one is a paint hangar. A key to this business is having a good crew to work with, which I have.
Brothers Ken and Don Reese have decades of experience making airplanes beautiful. They've helped our sweepstakes programs in the past. Our 2000 Millennium Mooney and the 2004 Twin Comanche received their final paint jobs at KD Aviation. Is the 172 finally ready to give away? Not quite. We're installing a second Garmin G5, which means we can get rid of the vacuum system. And our goal is to give the airplane away with a non-TSO'd Trio Avionics autopilot. What more could you want in a 172? When will you know if this is your airplane? We'll be making an announcement at EAA AirVenture in July. Jill Tallman, AOPA Live.
Okay, thanks, Jill. I have seen some pictures of it, I've got to say, and it actually does stand out on the ramp from looking straight on. You know, when there's low profile of the wing and that sort of thing with the leading edge changes on it, looks really nice.
I actually like it.
Yeah, I think members are going to like it too. Most of them. There will be some who won't like it, but that's always the case.
Of course.
So.
Got to shake it up sometimes. So there could be a boost in GA airport infrastructure projects thanks to a new bill introduced in the Senate. The bill is called the Flight Act, and it would make it easier for airport projects to be funded and approved. Airports would have an expedited environmental review process for projects, and the bill would also give greater flexibility in spending money from the FAA as well as designate disaster relief airports. It would also boost public-private partnerships and give greater flexibility for hangar use.
Big news in the helicopter world. The Bell 505 Jet Ranger X achieved FAA certification. The Jet Ranger X is a single-engine turbine helicopter designed as a replacement for the popular Bell 206 Jet Ranger. The high-tech helicopter is powered by a Safran engine with FADEC and offers the Garmin G1000H avionics suite. And I got to tell you, can't remember the last time we had a new helicopter certified.
Bell is a subsidiary of Textron Aviation, as is Cessna, which had big news of its own this week. The Wichita company rolled out the first production Citation Longitude. The Longitude is Cessna's latest clean sheet design and is considered a super mid-sized jet. It seats up to 12 passengers. The Longitude had its first flight in October, and delivery is expected by the end of the year. Lufthansa has a new training fleet. The German Airlines Training Center in Arizona has just purchased 25 Cirrus SR-20s. The airline had previously used Bonanzas for flight training.
So let's hope those Cirruses all have air conditioning down there in Arizona. Well, hey, what's better than airplanes, classic cars, and motorcycles all together? How about getting more than 4,000 people out to your local airport? AOPA Live's Paul Harrop takes you to AOPA's Wings and Wheels here in Frederick, Maryland.
It's a party. It's a party.
It's a party at the airport with all our friends. We've got classic cars, supercars, classic supercars. Oh, and some airplanes. Check Kick in some boot scootin' tunes, and you've got AOPA's Wings and Wheels.
It's a good day, Paul. It's a good day.
More than 4,200 people are out in the sunshine, soaking in the festive atmosphere, including some of our nation's heroes. Charles Bair flew T-4 Piper Cubs in the Philippines.
Forward observers, communications, and aerial photography.
He wanted to come see his old familiar tail-wheeled friend again. John Pettivillano was in a B-17 that got shot down.
I decided to come out here and see some of the old airplanes again, and so it's quite interesting to see everything again, old cars and airplanes and everything else.
Bring back good memories?
All I have is good memories.
If all that excitement leaves you hungry, there's food trucks parked at AOPA HQ. Chicken and waffles on wheels, yeah baby! It's a way to get the local public out to their airport so they can see the same value in it that we all know.
Our theory all along was to get folks who like cars and folks who like airplanes and motorcycles together. Most people don't come to the airport. This gets them here. This gets them up close to our airplanes and our environment.
At AOPA Wings and Wheels in Frederick, Maryland, Paul Harrop, AOPA Live.
B-25 Panchito, which we featured here before, was also on hand to give rides. Coming up after the break, drone racing in Paris.
And flying with Dad in a classic airliner.
Did you know it's now fully legal to fly your plane to Cuba? Call the experts at Cuba Handling and we'll walk you through the process. Our team will make your flight simple and will create the experience of a lifetime. From hotels to cultural experiences, we do it all. Visit CubaHandling.com.
Board here with Brandet in the tunnel. Just about holding it still together, going through very quickly. Soleil is in here now as well. Soleil still scrapping with free flow. This is Brandet in the net. He's come out of the connector after doing the tunnel so well. He's put it in the net and he can't get it free. Now it's all on Soleil for Fly Duino to get them into that final. A little bit kind of reckless.
Welcome back. You're seeing clips from the Drone Champions League race in Paris. Drone racing pits operator against operator to fly around a course. The pilot watches through video goggles that transmit a feed from the drone. And speaking of drones, many of you are now familiar with our newest e-newsletter, AOPA Drone Pilot. It comes out every other week and is full of information for those who fly drones. We just passed our 10,000 subscriber to that e-newsletter. If you'd like to join those ranks, head to our website. It's free.
The Air Race Classic launches from our home base here in Frederick, Maryland next week. The race teams are already arriving. We will have more on the ladies-only air race in the weeks to come. But if you want to follow our team through the race, look for it at AOPA Angels on Twitter.
It's Father's Day this weekend, and we want to celebrate all the dads who take their kids flying. Here's some great video of 8-year-old Ian riding through some acro in his dad's yak. And I'll bet he gets something better than a tie this year after a ride like that.
One of our most talented staffers owes his introduction to aviation to his fighter pilot dad. AOPA senior photographer Mike Fizer's father flew F-100s. And on this Father's Day, Mike brings us the story of a beautiful Beech 18 that brought a father and son together.
I fell in love with this airplane the moment I saw it. The moment I flew it was a pretty magical, special experience, and I said, we've got to have this airplane. This is going to be the ultimate vintage airline charter machine on the planet. We have a 1957 Beech E18S, 9,600 pounds of more fun than you can possibly stand. It's like the Indiana Jones of flying. 900 horsepower of Pratt & Whitney, sound and fury, room for 8 people and absolute luxury, and cruising on the coastline at 1,000 feet doing 150 knots. It's as good as it gets. This one's particularly special because somebody took the trouble to spend $500,000 getting it right. And I looked at the interior and I go, you kidding me, right? I mean, it's over the top with got the burlwood table that comes out, the club seating with the epic seats in it that really recline. You can carry 400 pounds of cargo and 6 people really comfortably. And the look of it is actually cooler. I love the twin tails. It really captures the essence of that Art Deco Lockheed 12 look, but more comfortable and more usable and more luxurious.
Twin Beech, 90 Tango Tango, Chino Tower, wind 310 at 5, runway 26 left, cleared for takeoff.
26 left, clear for takeoff, Twin Beech 0 Tango Tango.
When you fly the beach, it's like driving a train. I don't know why I think of it like that. It's just funny, but it's got aileron trim, it's got rudder trim, it's got an elevator trim, and I do it all manually, and I just love tweaking it and tuning it and making it fly perfectly. That's the art of flying a Beech 18, and once you fly it, you'll never forget it. It's very responsive, and it's easy to trim out completely, and a lot of airplanes don't do that, and that's part of the magic of flying a Beech. The Beech 18 mission with Blackstone Airways, I'm happy just flying it around downtown LA at sunset. Fly over past the Hollywood sign and Griffith Park and over Hollywood Hills. My favorite missions are going out of town. I would like to go out to Catalina a lot. We bring people out to Catalina to do hiking. They'll fly out there, drop them off, and then they can hike for the weekend. So when you have a plane like this, load it up with 4 of your buddies, put 400 pounds of your gear that you need to have an amazing, adventurous weekend, and go. Not too many guys get a chance to spend 40 years hanging out with their dad. I learned to fly in the pits, and then I got my license in a Marchetti, and 3,000 hours later, I'm flying jets for American Airlines, and then I'm his co-pilot. I get hired at the same airline, and we're flying 767s together in the first year. Blackstone Airways is basically a subdivision of Sky Thrills, which is kind of a sister company to my dad's company, which is Air Combat USA, and that is really how this all happened and how it all got going is Air Combat. He did the Air Combat aspect, which is an amazing experience, call it fighter pilot for a day. And then Sky Thrills is about aerobatics and flips and tricks and flying in the open cockpit and the wind and the fabric and all that cool stuff. The Beech 18 is just a follow-on to that, which is, let's go somewhere now. We did that for a decade. He retired when he was 60 years old. He didn't want to give up the airline gig. He loved the airline gig, and I knew he would love to be back in the left seat of an airliner and doing flights to places and drop people off and do his Jimmy Stewart impression and all that. So that was my gift to him. That was on Father's Day, 2014. The guy that sold us the airplane, he says, you know what, this is kind of a unique experience. You know, you're gonna fly across the country in a Beech 18 with your dad. You'll never forget this. And I thought, yeah, you know, you're right. It probably won't. Took a delivery of an airline. How cool is that? Little did I know that 6 months later he was going to be diagnosed, you know, with cancer, and he fought bravely. He did a really great job, and he lost. I'm taking the next 20 years to something that he would have been really proud of, which is make a flying business around the Blackstone Airways name and give my dad a legacy that we both can be proud of.
Wow, what a beautiful tribute.
Yeah, really, really nice story, and what a life they had together. Amazing. Well, that does it for us this week. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Say, put your arm around your dad and say thanks.
We hope to see you back here next Thursday for another AOPA Live This Week.
There are many important things to consider before purchasing an aircraft. Let the experts at Aerospace Reports help guide you through the process. We combine expert knowledge with our long-standing commitment to personalized customer service to perfect your transaction. Learn more at aerospacereports.com.